back to Tune Into Tarot, and my name is Jasmine, and I will be taking us through the April 2021 tarot forecast for Libras, all Libras with a sun, moon, or rising sign in Libra. So we'll start out with the first week, and we have the Hermit card reversed. And the Hermit card, as you could probably infer, has to do with being very isolated, taking a lot of alone time, engaging in a lot of self-reflection and self-examination and contemplation, and it's a soul-searching card. And you can see that the Hermit is holding a lantern, and it has a star inside of it. And the star is indicating our efforts to discover our own light, and kind of shining that light on our soul and discovering our own unique soul path. And when it shows up in the reverse position, it's stating that we've spent enough time in this sort of on this soul searching path. We've spent enough time in self-reflection and contemplation and finding our own unique path, that it's time to venture out into the world again. And so this is a card encouraging us to get out of hermit mode. Sometimes it even speaks to like we've taken the hermit thing too far and we're becoming an actual hermit, and people might even be concerned about us because we're spending so much time alone. But in any case, yeah, it's encouraging us to head back out into the world. We may be experiencing some social anxiety, potentially, whether that's self-induced or COVID-induced. But we may be feeling a little apprehensive about venturing back out, but there is an encouraging card for us to do that, at least in the very first week. Now, in the second week, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and this was a card I pulled with the Virgos just yesterday. So it's a repeat card. Now, in the upright position, the Ten of Pentacles has to do with prosperity and accumulation of wealth and material goods, and it's kind of speaking to the sense that, like, you've made it. You've got the home, the family, the marriage, the kids, the dogs, the cars, the RV, the grill. You've got it all, the white picket fence, everything. Actually, I don't think white picket fences are necessarily desirable these days, but anyways, like, you got it all, and you've had a successful life and been able to manifest a lot of material wealth. So in the reverse position, it speaks to the fact that we're not there yet. We're not quite there to manifestation level of accumulated goods and material wealth. We are either struggling or we're seemingly spending much more money than we're bringing in, because in the upright version, there's pentacles or money actually raining down from the sky. So in the reverse position, there's a lot more money going out than is coming in potentially. So as was true with the Virgos, there's this idea that we might need to reevaluate our relationship to money, and if material goods do make us happy, which ones are really a priority for our happiness. And we may need to just take a look at where we can maybe cut costs or expenditures. In the Virgo reading, I spoke about subscriptions, which became very big in 2020, where you have subscriptions to certain websites that send you products every month. You have like this monthly subscription fee. So maybe you can take a look at your subscriptions and cancel a few of those, or at least take a look at where you're spending your money and cut some costs where you can, so that you're not spending so much. Now, another way that this came up in the Virgo card, because the upright version, it can speak to ancestors. It can also speak to inheritance and working on, like, drawing up a will and just family issues in general. So in the reverse position, you might be running into some issues regarding inheritance or just sort of some family struggles potentially. And in the Virgo reading, I spoke to possibly the idea that our ancestors are trying to communicate with us, and that if we're having trouble, if we're not open to that communication, maybe enlisting the help of someone who can channel the messages that are trying to come through, or a medium or something of that nature, so that we can get that information, because I think our ancestors might be key to our success on some level. So yeah, just because I've been getting a lot of ancestral hints in the last few days. So that's what I'm feeling with that card. But real quick, another thing it can indicate, because in the upright position, it can speak to more of like the traditional sense of success, that in the reverse position, it might be saying that your idea of success is more of an unconventional approach, or you have kind of an unorthodox idea of what success looks like. Like, your idea of success might not be the home and the family and the marriage and the dogs and the cats and all that. It might be living in the forest in a small cabin on $10,000 a year. That might be your idea of success and happiness. So it just may be speaking to the fact that you have possibly an unorthodox way of looking at how success will unfold for you, and kind of what you want in that department. So in the third week, we have the Four of Swords. This is speaking to experiencing kind of a restful phase. It's rest and relaxation and rejuvenation after a period of pain, possibly. So maybe you experienced some pain with the family, maybe you went on vacation and it was kind of painful, I don't know, or it was just challenging. Maybe you were working out some inheritance stuff. And so now in the third week of April, you're back, and you are just taking some time for yourself in meditation and contemplation, and just allowing yourself to slow down and rejuvenate. And in the last week, we have the Four of Pentacles reversed, and this is speaking to kind of pinching your pennies and being very frugal, and likely because if we've been spending a lot of money, that we're kind of forced to hold on to our money towards the end of the month, just simply because there is less of it, and we're starting to examine what material goods are important to us. But one theme that's coming out here as far as a suggestion is to really focus on like your family connections, your friends, your loved ones, to bring you happiness, and not so much on the material world. It's like the friend and the human connection should supersede the material accumulation. So that's something to think about this month, Libra. But yeah, I had a hard time with this reading. It threw me off. It confused me, and maybe I'm just tired. But it took me a while to like put this all together. So yeah, there might be a scarcity mindset taking shape here, just like what I spoke to in the Virgo reading, because we have the two pentacles, two reverse pentacle cards. So yeah, just watch your spending. Try to get out into the world and connect with humans, because I think that will have an uplifting effect. Possibly connect with your ancestors, and take some time to rest in the third week. Just kind of take a break. Oh yeah, that's another thing this Four of Wands or Four of Swords speaks to, is whatever activities you've been doing on a daily basis, or kind of putting a lot of effort into, take a break from that. So if you've already been spending a lot of time at home in meditation, maybe take a break from that too, and put yourself in a different environment, like in a hike, like in the forest, or go visit your family in the country. You know, just kind of put yourself take a break from whatever you've been doing for the last month or two. That's what that card's kind of saying. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I feel like that wasn't the best reading, but Libras, I love you. And I will talk to you next month. Thank you for tuning in. And please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to you soon.